Welcome, everybody, to Nathan Payne's Wholesaling Real Estate Storytime. Now, I've been thinking about this deal recently a lot. And if you guys don't know what Nathan Payne's Real Estate Wholesaling Storytime is, it's where I go back and I talk about deals that I've done and I tell you about the story. Because every deal behind every wholesaling deal, every fix and flip deal, there's a story of working with a seller, trying to go above and beyond to get the deal done. For good or bad, good experiences, bad experiences, learning experiences, they're all there to help you grow. And what better way for you to grow and to learn than for me to kind of tell you what I went through and the pains and the struggles I went through. And right now, because it's getting close to Christmas time, it's snowing outside. It reminds me of a deal I did when I first got started. It was one of my first deals. It was with a nice lady named Barbara. Beautiful Barbara. So nice, so sweet, old grandma, and she was going through a tough time. Okay. The reason why I'm holding this is the journal that I have, where I kept track of what was going on during that time in 2018. All right. So if you guys don't believe me, I have the proof in this journal. Okay. Now, if we go back to that experience where I was working with Barbara in 2018, now I'm not going to read it word for word. Okay. I just want to show you that it's here. Okay. Maybe one day I can read the whole thing if you guys are interested. But basically, I wanted to come to you and talk with you all about what it really looks like to do a deal when you're new and the mistakes you can make. And I'm there to tell you, hey, avoid these mistakes. Okay. So you don't do what I did, especially during this holiday season. All right. So check this out. I met this nice, sweet lady named Barbara. I got the deal. I found the lead by knocking doors. Okay. When I first started, I didn't know what I was doing. So I just started knocking doors in neighborhoods that looked like they needed to be flipped, houses that looked like they needed work. And I would knock on the door and I'd say, hey, do you want to sell your house? Pretty much. Right. And what ended up happening is one guy answered the door and he's like, yeah, my grandma's thinking about selling this thing. So I said, can I have her number? He said, of course. So he said, okay, cool. Got her number, set up an appointment. This was a long process. I think we ended up talking to her in July, and the deal ended up closing like November, like the very end of the year, right? I'm talking December. I was going to say November, October, but it was actually December. We ended up having to find her a place to move. We went above and beyond and found her a place to move eventually. And this is where I want to start with the story. Okay. That was just kind of giving you the idea of what's going on. All right. So what happens here in this story at this point that I wanted to tell everybody is we just wholesaled the deal to our buyer named Jordy. Okay. So this was our first or second. No, this was like our third deal that we had done. And the other deals that we had done previously were all vacant. Okay. There was nobody living in the property. So we didn't really know like the process of like wholesaling it and what happens after. So we didn't really set that like expectations on when she had to move out. It just didn't come up. So what ended up happening is after the day of closing, that's right, painless flipping forever. Let's go, Jonathan. Appreciate you, man. So what ended up happening after we closed on the property, we were like, oh, great, got paid. Great. This is great. Barbara, she was able to get the price that she wanted and a fast, easy sale, very convenient. She didn't have to worry about all the repairs she had to do. Obviously, it was a hoarder's house, so it needed a lot of work and it was pretty messy. But this is what ended up happening. After the day of closing, the buyer calls us and he says, hey, when is she moving out? And I said, I don't know, like maybe in a week or so, maybe next week. He's like, no, I need her out. Like I need her out like ASAP because I need to start working. I need to start flipping this house. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, we had told her that we would move her. So that wasn't a problem, like in the sense of like, we knew we were going to move her, but we just didn't know when. So he's like, you need to do it now. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we called her and we're like, hey, we're here. We're going to be there tomorrow and we're going to pack up everything and get you all ready in the truck. And she's like, oh my gosh. She didn't realize that she would need to move very fast either. We dropped the ball. Okay. We dropped the ball. But we show up the next day. We tell her that, we told her we're going to move her. So I went in, I got and picked up a U-Haul truck and drove that bad boy over, a giant 26-footer, thinking that would be enough. And it was me, Corey, and we had two cold callers at the time. And we're like, hey, we're going to pack this lady up. We get there. Nothing's packed at all. right? So we're like, I guess we're going to have to help you pack. So we got a bunch of boxes, started packing. After a full day, 8 hours of work, we barely put a dent in the house. There was really nothing, maybe like one row in the 26-foot truck. We didn't do anything. And we were very discouraged. We're like, dude, to move this lady, it's going to take months, because like she's walking around, she's not packing anything. She actually had like two of her older kids living there, like a 45-year-old and a 38-year-old son and daughter that, just were living and mooching. And they didn't really do much. So it was like me packing, and the cold callers that we paid, we didn't pay them enough apparently for them to do much. So they didn't really pack that much. So anyway, I'm really discouraged. I'm like, man, how are we going to get this done? I said, we got to turn to some professional movers. I can't do this. So I went on Facebook and I looked up professional move company that was like called like Expert Speedy Movers. We call them and they're like, yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, wow, that was quick. They show up and these guys look like, no judgment, they were great guys. They look like they just escaped out of a prison yard. They were all tatted up, they were all jacked. Well, there was one guy with a limp, and but these guys were strong. The guy with the limp especially, I don't know how he did it, but he would like pick up full desks, like a desk, and put it on his back and limp all the way to the truck and get it in there. It was absolutely incredible. These guys packed this truck. Not only did they pack the 24-footer, 26-footer, we had to get another one, and they packed that truck within a day. We were only able, me, Corey, and the two cold callers that really didn't do much, we're only able to get like a one row in the 26-footer. These prison yard movers, these speedy home movers, they packed this. It was a Christmas miracle. They packed this truck up so fast, and it was one of the greatest experiences that I've seen, from being so like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this, to these guys just like, if anyone's watched Space Jam and they do spit shine and Tasmanian Devil just does like a spin and cleans up the whole thing, that's how I felt with these guys. They just went in, spit shine the whole house. It was empty. It was empty in a matter of hours. It felt like minutes. But anyway, so I drive one of the trucks down south to Price, Utah, where she moves. They drive one of the trucks down, and then Corey drives 2 hours to go pick me up, take me back home. It was a 4-hour, like full round trip, right, for me. And this was all around Christmas time, right? So you can expect that Barbara and her two children, not children, grown adults, were not happy. Okay. If we didn't move them, it would have taken them years. Okay. So we had to get it done, but they were, I wouldn't say forced, but they had to move quick. But hey, again, blessing in disguise, maybe, because we got it done ASAP and got her out there. She had so much stuff, and we were packing newspapers in these trucks. We were packing like animal skins, just weird stuff that she did not need, but we packed it all for her. So she's got it in her new house. Hope she's doing well, frolicking down south in southern Utah, where it's probably super cold right now, just like it is here in Canada. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that story to you guys because it reminds me of this time. There was a lot of snow back then and that move, and reminds me of right now as I look out the window and it's snowy. And if you're brand new to wholesaling, be careful who you offer to move by yourself. You can hire moving companies. Great idea. If you do it yourself, you're in a world of hurt. I know, because I did it, and I barely got to move. I wasn't an expert mover. Those guys were. So hire it out. Don't try to move yourself. Offer to move. That's fine. I've offered to move a lot of sellers. But this is why another thing I want to bring in. I could tell they were upset, and I wanted to let them know I cared. So what I did, I said, hey guys, I'm really sorry. This was the day before we moved the truck, and while there was one more night in the house before they moved, I said, hey, let me get you guys some dinner. I'm really sorry that I didn't think this was going to move that fast. The buyer that we're working with, he just wants to get in there and start flipping the house. So what ended up happening is I went to Little Caesars, got them 3 hot and ready's pizzas. I got a big couple of 2 liters of Pepsi, brought them that food. And you could just see the countenance, like their attitude, everything changed once they got that Little Caesar pizza. I think they were just hungry. That's what I think it was. So they ate and they were happy. Merry Christmas, right? Everything was happy. Everything is good. They move. They're excited. They're happy. They're in their new house. I call them and I say, hey, you left a lamp, and it was like a little Indian lamp. It was a lamp that had a little Indian Native American guy like dancing and holding up a light bulb. She left at the house, and I said, hey, you left your lamp. And we also, she said that she would help take care of some of the move because of the extra cost of the van, the extra truck. So we were going to meet up. So I drive an hour, bring her little lamp, and you know, we meet up at McDonald's. It's her or her two older adult children, and I said, hey guys, we're at McDonald's. How about we get some breakfast on me? I got you. And she said, she said, word? No, she didn't say word, but she's like, oh, really? So we sat down, we had some McGriddles, and we enjoyed that meal together. Eating together with sellers that you work with, it's a good experience. All right. So if you're new and you have an opportunity to buy a meal for whoever you're working with, whether it's a treat or candy or whatever, or gift, do it. It was a good experience. We sat down, we enjoyed breakfast together. So all in all, I want to let everybody know, if you're brand new to wholesaling, brand new to real estate investing, it's going to get messy in the beginning unless you have someone to kind of guide you, like me, that can kind of tell you, hey, don't offer to move them, pay for a moving company. Hey, don't tell a seller that they can stay in the home. And well, I didn't say you can stay in the home. I just didn't tell them when they need to move. So give them the expectation. Hey, you need to move after we buy the house. That's what people do. I guess it didn't come up. She probably thought we were going to pay her and for the house, and she was going to get there to live there for a while. I don't know what was going on in her mind, but that's what I got to say for you guys. This has been Nathan Payne's Wholesaling Real Estate Storytime, Tales from the Trenches. And we got my dog, Rue. She usually wants to be in the spotlight, but she doesn't. Today, she doesn't care. Rue, what's going on? I know why, because it's cold in my shop right here. This is my mechanic shop / office / wrestling gym. I got my mats over here. I got my heater right under my feet, and she's loving it. She won't move. She won't move. I just called her. Rue, do you want to come up and say hi to America? Come on. Come here. You love saying hi. You did. Oh, there she is. Come on up. You want to come up? There she is. So this is little Rue girl. She's wearing a little sweater. Rue, that's America. And that's Canada. That's the world. You're a good dog. Anyway, everybody, Merry Christmas. I got more stories for you. I got 7 years of stories, and I got hundreds and thousands of stories of sellers, of people being happy, upset, setting the right expectations, setting the wrong expectations, setting right expectations, but they weren't understood. Lots of stuff. That's what happens in real estate. Okay. You win some, you lose some, you basically get beat up a lot, but if you keep going, you learn a lot. So anyway, I said a lot. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you like these stories, go to my YouTube channel, Nathan Payne, Painless Flipping. I got a whole playlist of these stories that I've made. And if you're looking for help, if you're working on a tight budget and you want to work with like a community and you want free courses and you want to know how to get into this, Painless Flipping Academy. If you just go to my Facebook group, I'll send you a link. It's only $3 to try it. And then if you want to get mentored, well, you're going to have to DM me, and we're going to have to chat, because I can only take on a certain amount of people because we work directly together. So I can't take on thousands, but the Academy is a group, and everybody can join. It's super inexpensive. I made it because everybody wants to learn how to get into real estate, and a lot of people are rolling on a budget. So I was like, let me make a budget solution. So, what's up, girl? Peace out, everybody. Have a great one. Later. Thank you. What? Oh my. Chill, girl. Oh, I got a question coming in right here. How do you help a seller find somewhere to move? Do you help them before you get them under contract? So when we helped her move, I got the house under contract and said, hey, this deal is contingent on helping you find a place to move. So signed an agreement, put that in the terms, said, hey, your move and the sale of your property is a contingent if you find something to move. And then I found her an agent that would help her look for something. Now that's kind of up in the air. I wouldn't normally do that and put everything on hey, if I help you find a place to move, but that's what I did back in the day and it worked. If I were you now, what I would say is, hey, we can sign a contract as you're looking, and just so we can get all our ducks in a row. and just like stay tight with the seller and just see what's going on. But like set the expectations that you're going to close at a certain time. And if they don't find a home, then they move, like move in with family. I don't know, like rent. Yeah, it just depends on their situation if they have to sell or not. Like she didn't need to sell. So that's, I was like, okay, well, let's find her a place. But if they need to sell and they need, sell the home, then you would do something like that. All right, everybody. Great question. Any more questions that you guys have like this? Join the free Facebook group, Painless Flipping, Wholesaling Simplified online. Later, everybody. I got more where these come from. Just to go to the YouTube channel. Bye.